Hey ladies, it's Jamie and welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to show you how I tie my button-up shirts, and this is the best way that I know to tie them. There's no hacks, nothing like that. I'm really not a big hack person, and so I just want to show you the best way to tie your shirts, and you will get a pretty knot and your ends will look pretty and your tie is not going to flip around and move around. It's going to stay in place and it's going to look really good. So I'm going to show you that because I've had a lot of requests for it as well. So this is the tutorial and I will go step by step. So I'm going to untie it. My shirt's really wrinkled because I've been doing this for another video as well. So I'm going to kind of smooth it out. But the first thing I do is I button it, a couple of buttons in the center, so above where I'm going to tie it. And you can see that the shirt is long. So this is an oversized white button-up shirt and it has a shirt tail to it. So what I do is I just take the shirt tail and I roll it under just a few times lightly, and you can see where it blouses in the back. So this is what I like to do. You can do it however you like, but I think that helps it look the best and it brings it shorter. And then I take both ends, and this is really important because you need to take the one that is on top. So the one that's cinching in the buttons, that's laying on top of the buttons. Because if you do the opposite one, it's gonna cause some weirdness in the material. You might have a big gap and it's just not going to work as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right over left the first time. So I'm taking the top one and going over the bottom one. So if that makes sense, the way it's buttoned. And then you're going to take the one that's on the right now and bring it over. And then I'm going to just pull it to where I think I want it. So however loose or fitted you want it. So I'm going to pull it a little bit tighter so I get more of a cinch. And then this time you're going to do the opposite. You're going to go left over right, and then you're going to take the right one under instead of over. And you can see how it creates a good flat surface right there to get a really good looking knot. And you may have to mess with it a little bit and kind of flatten out the material and spread it out so it looks really good. So I just spread that knot and I pull these, but as you can see, they're going to stay in place. They're not going to flip around. It's actually really hard to get them to flip around, but they sit very perfectly. And so that is how you get the perfect tie. Now let me show you what happens when you don't do that. So we'll go left over right here, and then I naturally want to take the one on the right and go under again. So that looks weird. And then we'll go right over left and take this one up, and it just looks terrible. So you can also just naturally go and just decide that you want to do this and actually do it the exact same way both times. And then you just get a stack. So I went right over left, over, and then right over left, over, and this is what happens. And this is why you get this tie that is just really wonky. So if you go right over left and then go over with the right one, so I'll do it again. You're gonna go right over left and then over with the right one, and then you go left over right and under with the right one. You get that perfect knot that stays in place and a tie that doesn't move. So I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. But there's lots of different ways you can do this, but in my mind, this is the easiest and the best way, and you just don't really have to think about it after you do it a few times. So if you found this helpful and really liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and also subscribe if you have not yet. And thanks so much for watching, and happy shirt tying.